it was a hard-fought Atlantic 10 game against a really good ball club that's 100% bought into who they are and their identity. But so are we, and we can play any style against anyone. And they absolutely present some challenges. They play a style of defense that's really hard to mimic. But our guys did a great job in just finding a way to win. We have a saying in our program: no matter what the conditions are, that's just how we like it. And I think tonight was a really good indication of that mindset. And guys just found a way to win. Ronald he played the whole game. I feel like he's really proud of all these guys for a really good win and a way to send out the seniors the right way on senior night. You're not supposed to lose on senior night. And really proud of our group.
Questions for the student athletes?
Josh, to kind of build off what Kim was just saying about the style of playing, kind of coping with it and adjusting to it and whatnot, how did you guys kind of deal with a game like that, especially as you're sitting there and you look up, it's 8-7 or whatever it was there in the middle of the first half?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very scrappy team. They play a unique style of defense, like Coach said, but it just took us a second to settle in and realize we just had to slow down. The game's going to tell us what to do. We're going to get inside the paint, and our shooter's going to shoot it. And we didn't play a great basketball game, but like you said, we found a way.
Ronald, what were you kind of seeing in overtime? I know it's been probably a fairly frustrating shooting night for you to that point to kind of open things up.
I shot it bad, but I felt like they were all good looks. And knowing with Josh shot, I knew I would have to be more aggressive. So just being comfortable and just making the right play, making the tough play.
Sticking to you, Ronald, Josh is out, Ticket's out. Kind of like in the Dayton game, ball comes to you. What's kind of going through your head there in OT, knowing that this offense kind of has to go through you there?
Just my teammates trust me, so that just gives me a lot of confidence, And it wasn't it was tough defense, I was gonna have to be tough. Wasn't no being cool, I had sunglasses on, but just being tough with the ball and making a play. My team trusted me to make a play, so I was trying to do.
Josh, I thought you handled the paint really well on defense. Is there something that you saw in film that allowed you to protect the paint?
Yeah, I mean, we have principles that we like to run. I mean, we watch film on the teams every time before we play them. But like Coach says, our principles are going to take care of everything. And they're a team that likes to get into the paint and making sure that we're vertical, making sure that we're there early. That's just all about what our defense is. We don't want to smurf on drives.
Josh and Ronald, for either of you, you guys had a pretty good overtime period. How do you guys really hope to answer for Richmond this Saturday and the A-10 conference coming up?
Just locking in day by day, trying to get better every day. Just learning to scout, just coming together as a team, keep coming together.
To both of you, with their last home game, how does it feel knowing you represent a diverse school like this?
I mean, it's amazing. We have a really diverse and unique school. I love all the people that are here, and we had great energy today. I mean, loved our fans, and it was just fun. I know I didn't play for overtime, but watching Ronald take over, watching Malik Henry step up to the plate, watching Coop playing well, watching Saquon making some stops, it was an amazing experience, and I'm glad that they sent me off on a good note on senior night, and I loved our fans.
The crowd was huge tonight.
Yeah,
it really brought
did a great job.
A lot of energy.
It was really
Gave us a lot of
exciting.
energy.
Really exciting.
Josh, you mentioned sending you out. What did you think of the pregame ceremonies, and what did you think of the crowd chanting "one more year" a few times?
Yeah. No, I love the pregame. I really felt the love from all the fans. Almost brought me to tears, but I really love my experience here. And right now, I'm just focused on Richmond.
Anything else for the student athletes? Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Had to, and you were doing a little cheering there too. I don't blame you for that.
Hey, I was with the people.
How how when you're trying to coach through a game where it's choppy is a kind way of putting it, probably.
Very kind.
So
Ugly.
Ugly is a very good way of putting it. How do you kind of cope with that, and also how do you cope with they finally kind of uncork a little run there at the end of the half?
Yeah, we had some openings. We had some unfortunate point blank misses at the rim. That travel call and Coop, we got the 2-for-1, what we want, the 2-on-1 off that curl. We got what we wanted. We just didn't finish the plays, and but we were guarding. We talk about Nate, when Nate won. I think I said it before. Nate won the Pac-12 championship, 2012, and they didn't score a field goal for like the last 8 minutes of the game, but they guarded. In Colorado, we used to do a drill where we would give a team a league, and then we put the rebounding bubble on the other end, and you'd have to find a way to win that game. It's kind of like that, but we're just again looking for things. The way they guard is going to come down to playmaking. We would like to play 5 shooters, 4 shooter lineups, but when you don't have 4 shooters out there against Fordham, it can get difficult. So it had to come down to guys making one-on-one plays. Ronald did, Malik did late in the game.
In some ways, though, I'm sure you're looking at halftime and they've missed their last 23 shots, and are you kind of thinking this should probably be a little bit of a wider chasm at this point? Did you feel that way?
Yeah, if our offense was better. We were shooting 33% at halftime, and again, it ain't always going to be pretty. So no matter what it is in league play, especially in March, talk to our guys. It is a privilege to be playing meaningful basketball games in late February and March, and our guys have stepped up to that challenge. So if it's a privilege, we don't have time to sulk about foul trouble, sulk about missed shots. You just have to find a way to, accomplish that mission.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about how it wasn't the prettiest game tonight. There were a couple moments there where it looked like things were going to come to a head. Is this the chippiest game that you've coached so far at Mason in terms of between the two teams?
Maybe, but I don't spend much time worrying about that. It's 2 teams that are fighting for something, in March, and they're competitive guys, and nothing happened.
And can you speak to Saquon? Just his rise in the last 2 weeks. Now I think career high with Mason now today with 11 points. 7 boards. Just he seemed to come in with some big moments there.
Yeah, 5 for 8 from the free throw line, and he's been working on this all season. Saquon makes 100 free throws a day, and he stepped up, made some big ones, made some big plays. Again, it's a difficult game. They don't guard guys. They don't deem as shooters. So that's you're not used to playing against space. So he did a good job to just find a way to be, and he has been. We've been, coaches are so worried about offense, but when you get a guy that's committed to defending, there's a lot of value in that, especially in games like this.
All right, and finally, you have Ticket foul out, you have Josh foul out soon after that. What was your message to the guys in the huddle then after that? Was it just the continual mindset, game
So
plan?
what, now what? So what, now what?
A little bit off topic, but Anis, the musician, was in the stands tonight. I want to get your perception of him, a guy that is probably one of the most popular media figures in Mason history. Can you talk a little bit about him?
No, Anis is great. I found him on Instagram like as soon as I got to Mason, or maybe a little bit before, and it's been really cool. He's a good friend to watch his rise. I think he's going to win Grammys. Slip, Leave Me. I think he's really, really good. His summer camp tour is getting up, started here soon this spring. It always ends in D.C. I don't know where I'll be. I think it's like July something, but I'll be there. I think he's an incredible artist.
Anything else for Cam?
Coach, kind of touching on the structure of the game tonight, how would you describe during the second period with Justin and Khalid Moore, what was really going on at the end when he
Yeah, he fouled Khalid Moore. I think it was after a Coop turnover. Justin hawked down. He made a play on the ball. I think Ronald was trying to pick up Justin, and someone was standing over top of Justin. And again, nothing happened. Basketball players aren't gonna fight. It's all good.
And then
Great
also
kids out there on both sides.
Also, was there anything you would want to see differently during overtime per se, like during those whole 5 minutes, anything went wrong that you would want to see differently?
You know, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. Was it Herman Edwards?
Yep.
You know, 58-64. We'll watch it. We'll learn from it. There's always a good, bad, and ugly of every game. Games, I mean, even some of our worst games, Duquesne, or last year Fordham, it's never as bad as they seem. Some of our best games, you know, Dayton, whoever, it's never as good as they seem. It's always somewhere in the middle. We just have to keep staying the course and keep getting a little better every day.
Thank you.
I'll wait for it. Shall we? This run that you're on right now, the way Ronald's been playing in particular the last 3 or 4 games, how critical has that been? Have you seen him take a bit of a step here over the last couple weeks or so?
Yeah, I said it. You know, when we were evaluating the roster all of last season, he had these moments at Georgia, against American, even against Fordham in the conference tournament. I trust his eyes. He looks at me. He has a good way about himself. He has a moxie, he has some gumption, and he's healthy. He's healthy, and he's a very integral part of our team, and just really proud of his continued growth and him climbing the ladder to prove that I think one day he is and he will be one of the best point guards in this league.
Being essentially a CEO of an organization, what are the kind of like some of the soft management skills you've learned over the 2 years or gotten better at over the 2 years, just managing these many people from this varied background?
Yeah, it changes. You know, it changes person to person, day to day. You know, Shaka Smart has a great line. He says we're fighting for their hearts and minds every day, and that's the truth. And you know, sometimes I'll text him and he'll say every hour. You know, they're kids. It's a big bad world out there. It's a lot of influences, pressures. You know, a lot of things can touch them. So just, you know, it helped me having kids. You know, I have kids, and they are someone's kids. So, you know, I can coach them hard because they know I love them hard.
What else for Kevin?
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.